If there's a chance at a podium, I want the podium, whatever class it is. I don't care what class it is.
Coming up on The Reality of Speed, Justin fights through the pain.
I try and ride through most of my injuries, but for some reason ribs are really hard.
And Team BooKoo gets off track at the Daytona Supercross.
I bounced my back wheel back the other way and I landed right square on another tough block.
We're back at the shop now after Indianapolis, and we came out of there with an emotional high with Justin and an emotional low with David.
The whole RCA team, I think, was an eye-opener for them. This was their first experience as an organization and a company out to Supercross.
Who let the dogs out? Boom, boom, boom.
We had 2 suites up there in the RCA Dome, so we gathered everybody up there, had a great time. Actually, the COO had a chance to make it out as well. He's a huge race fan. Was really impressed with what he saw. Justin doing as well as he did was a huge surprise for me, I think it was a pretty big surprise for Michael. Originally when we put him on the 250 Ripper, it was just to try to up his corner speed and to kind of help him out, keep him racing and let him practice his starts. But I never dreamed that he'd take top 2 in the semi. Had he had 2 more laps, he would have knocked Keith Voss off. So that's a Yamaha factory rider. We're really impressed with the kid. Showed a lot of heart.
Well, with the 2 riders that I have right now, you have Justin Keeney trying to make a name, and you got David Villeman riding on a name. Justin's sitting on one end of the starting line, David's sitting on the other end of the starting line. Yeah, I'm going to say, Justin, you know what? Your first main event lined up next to Ricky and Bubba and all these big guys that you've been reading about your entire life. You go to the first turn dead last. I'm okay with that. I'm all right with that. But when David Villeman goes to the turn side by side with him dead last, there's something wrong. Justin rode around the first lap or so just taking deep breaths going, oh my God, I'm in the main event. And then when it kind of thinned out a little bit, he went to picking guys off. And so they came to a section where by the mechanics area, step on, step off in a triple. David didn't triple, Justin did. Justin passed him. And David had to knock 2 guys out of the way to get to Justin to pass him. And then Justin made a little bobble and went off the track. And, Justin finished 20th, and I think David finished 17th. And speaks volumes for how good Justin was riding, and speaks volumes for how poor DV's riding.
All that does is just go to show you that,
It ain't the motorcycle.
it ain't the motorcycle. With a little fire, you can do wonders.
This week is really short because we're going to Daytona, and it races on Friday, not Saturday.
So what do you want to do with Justin?
I want to keep him racing.
Okay.
He looked good. What I was pleased with him in the heat race and the semi, he passed a lot of people and nobody passed him. Not one guy came around him. I think what we wanted was 4 practice starts. The day qualifier, a heat, a semi, and LCQ. And instead of the LCQ, we got the main. So I'm fine with that. And boys' confidence has gone up probably tenfold.
Oh yeah.
And that's what we need.
And if he's doing well in the Supercross class, is there any reason to put him back in the light class?
I think the only reason we put him back in the light class, maybe we could get a podium out of the guy. If there's a chance at a podium, I want the podium, whatever class it is. I don't care what class it is.
I rode through broken thumbs, broken wrist, broken collarbone. I think he can ride through some ribs.
This is what we call robbing the dead. You stay around too long and you will get robbed.
No motorcycle sacred in this.
No, absolutely not. We will rob you. Isn't that right, Jeremy?
Yep.
You're usually the guy that's got to figure out how to put all the parts back together. That's okay. You buy me lunch, I can give you a present from RCA that's way cool.
from RCA. You'll give me a present from one of our sponsors.
Hey, I had to bring it home. I had to fly with it. Interest.
So I should open this first. I got presents. It's like Christmas. Oh man, you could wear that like skiing. Oh man. Portable multimedia recorder. This thing will do like everything.
I don't know. You have to tell me what it does.
It does pictures. It does TV doc. You can load. It looks like you can load TV things off of it. Record videos. Plays videos. Check it out. Okay, I'm putting mine up.
Yeah, me too. That's cool. Give me mine back.
Oh no, I was putting it up.
So how's the ribs?
They're doing good. Gonna see what they're like riding tomorrow, but should be good.
I don't want you to feel an extra amount of pressure that you might be feeling about us wanting to take you to some more races.
No, I don't. I'm just gonna go with the same attitude I went with the first two. Is that I'm just going there to learn and have fun.
Well, good. That's the attitude that I want you to keep. So I'm glad we're both on that same page there. David's sick today. Justin is going to go out and try to do a little riding today and see if his ribs will take it.
Wonderful day.
Wonderful.
The track is pretty good. Dude, you should see the freaking whoops he built.
Good ones?
Yeah, they're like waist deep.
Really?
My ribs are a little banged up. They kind of hurt when I breathe deep or move the wrong way. I didn't sleep very well last night, couldn't roll over, but it's all right. That's what I got to deal with. Well, after Indy, I was going to take the next weekend off and get ready for an outdoor race that's here in Texas at Oak Hill. But since I did so good at Indy, as far as how I qualified in my lap times and stuff, minus the crash, they want me to do Daytona and Orlando now. So it looks like I'm going to have to do Daytona this weekend and Orlando the same weekend I was going to do that Texas race.
All right, ride around, feel it out.
Oh, okay. Trying to be smooth, the track's a little slick because it's got a little layer on it of dry dirt, from him fixing it, so it's kind of slick, but hard to breathe, man, it's killing me. Cowboy up, that's the motto. Those whoops are pretty good. They're really close together, so it's not too bad. That set might be a little more challenging. I didn't go through them. I try and ride through most of my injuries, but for some reason ribs are really hard because you can't breathe, and once you can't breathe, then all your muscles start to fatigue really fast. Yeah, today I'm not really trying to accomplish anything other than just ride and see how I feel. And, when you're riding, your adrenaline makes it so you don't feel pain as much. So I rode through broken thumbs, broken wrist, broken collarbone. I think you can ride through some ribs. My ribs are all right. They're pretty sore when I turn left because I got to drop the bike into it. And I hold my whole bike up with those muscles right there, and it hurts pretty bad, but everything else seems pretty fine. I haven't really got up to speed yet. And that hurts too. Oh well. One of those things. I know Carmichael rides, so I gotta ride too. I'm calling it David's fault that I crashed this weekend. Because he was supposed to be way out in front of me, not right next to me, and I got nervous. Well, everything's fine between me and David, He knows he's got to step up and he's got to start doing better than what he has been doing, and I think I'm helping push him along because he doesn't want me to beat him,
Mikey.
I want to go to the farm country and act down.
Hey, you could do that here, Billy. Billy, get this suspension under this thing as fast as you can, man.
So we don't have an abundance of time.
Penalty for failure. Can you hold up on the front of this thing?
No, up on it? How many people do we need? Put a shotgun.
Hey, I don't need your smart mouth, buddy.
Geez, boys. Simmer down.
Bricks, get all cocky.
You know how they are, man.
I'm going to get done what I'm doing, and then I'm going back to my office because y'all are just picking on people now. Justin's not here. I'm the next smallest guy, so I'm getting out of here.
No, Vince is the next one. But he doesn't understand the jokes anyways.
I think Vince understands a lot more than what he lets on.
Not a Mikey.
I want to go to the farm country and act down.
Hey, you could do that here, Billy.
You walked into that.
I knew, as soon as I said act dumb, I knew that it's coming back.
Get that knife out
I can feel the lightning striking.
Oh, man. Talk about walk into it.
Smart man told me one time that all the power in a four-stroke is right under the valves. One of the things you look at in a valve is the valve itself has a 45-degree angle on it. The seat that it rests against has a 45-degree angle. One of the ways that we get more power out of it is we cut other angles on either side of that 45. So traditionally what we'll do is what most people call a 3-angle cut. The old way, you had to cut them by hand. You have a handful of cutters. You know, they're all different degrees of cutters, so it's pretty hard to do by hand. When we're looking for power, we have to be able to duplicate. You want to put that seat on the valve in a certain place on the valve, so there's no way to duplicate it. When we go to the dyno and we're trying to make X amount of horsepower, we have to know that every part we put in is exactly the same as the other part. The Surtees machine is really cool because it has a tool bit that has not only the 45 and the 30 or 60 or whatever degree angle you want to use in it, it also incorporates radiuses around that 45-degree angle. That's probably the coolest thing about the Surtees, is it speeds up the process probably by 10 times. The accuracy is dead on. You can duplicate one valve from one head to the next head. What happens with the machine is when you set it up and you drop it into the head and it has a gimbal in the top of it, it completely floats until it finds the true angle of the seat. Then you lock it down, you pull it out, you put the cutter bits in it, you drop it into the hole, you cut it until it cuts completely around the surface. Get it all cleaned up, drop the valves in it, got a little vacuum thing you hook over onto it, pull up 7 bars of vacuum, you got a nice clean seat. You can completely check the head without ever having to take it out, so you know you have a good valve job before you ever get out of the machine.
I'm like frustrated because I want to do better. I'm not a 15th place guy.
Big scary place.
Huh?
Big scary place.
Want to see the bike shop?
Yeah.
Let's go see the bike.
What's happening?
When you're flying?
Yeah. Tomorrow.
What time?
The crack of dawn. What did you not like about the tall seat?
It's too picky.
Huh?
It's too narrow.
It's too narrow. I was just looking at it over here.
Yeah.
It's too narrow up here?
Because when they put like taller,
that's a stock.
See, like this is. I want this width
up here,
but taller.
You want this width on here?
Yeah, because.
So if I can make this seat look like that seat, but that tall, you want to try?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have you one. What are y'all out doing? Just running around?
Yeah. I went riding this morning, but it was so windy there.
Yeah, it's about to start raining pretty good, I think.
Really, really bad.
10-4.
Yeah, for me the week did not go very well. I got sick and kind of Late Monday did not feel good, and Tuesday was feeling horrible.
You know, David made a statement several weeks ago that, boy, you know, all I got was 1 day of practice this week. You know, how can I ride good? Well, boy, if that's an indication of where we're going to go this weekend, and we might not even make the main event.
I'm struggling mentally to overcome this, you know, like I'm way better than this, and I end up at the races behind guys that I shouldn't be behind. I'm like frustrated because I want to do better, you know, and I'm not a 15th place guy, you know. That's not my spot, and I'm frustrated. And if I was happy and smiling and happy to be in that position, that'd be really sad. You know, I'm not happy. I'm frustrated. I'm pissed off. You know, and I want to do better. I mean, like he's doing fine. You know, I think we're doing our jobs. He's trying to improve the bike, and I'm trying to improve my results. You know, it's the thing is it doesn't show. You know, and sometimes both of us are frustrated of each other because sometimes I don't see him doing what I want him to do, you know, and maybe sometimes he doesn't see me doing what he wants me to do, you know.
One of the great divides between David Villeman and myself is the fact that he won't do the things during the week that I think need to be done.
David, I'll see you later. Okay. Bye, Vince. I'll be back tomorrow, Vince.
See you Friday.
Okay, see you.
We've had our rough times, but, you know, our relationship right now is business, and life's good. He pulled off with 5 laps left to go in the last chance qualifier, and I think the only speed he had all night long was leaving the pits.
This weekend is Daytona. That's kind of a special race.
This track is going to favor guys that know how to ride ruts and know how to ride sand. These guys will show up better at Daytona.
On the Daytona today, it's March the 10th, 06. We're here at the Daytona Speedway, and since Keeney's been on the 2-stroke, it looks like the light switch has come on, and last week was pretty awesome. I hope to see a little more of that out here today with him.
I'm feeling good for Daytona, you know. It's sandy, it's going to get revved up, and it's just going to be a different race for me. First time here, so it should be good. Looking forward to it. I got to go do my day qualifier now. The heat race was horrible. I got a bad start, and the ruts are pretty gnarly out there, and I came into the corner, and I kind of hit my rut pretty hard, and it bounced my back wheel back the other way, and I landed right square on another tough block. Yeah, I need to switch it up. We'll see what happens in the LCQ. Wide open! No tough block! In the LCQ, you know, after I made the pass into second, I knew I could pass the guy in the lead, so it was no big deal. Ended up winning that, so it was good. I mean, I'm in the night program again.
I think it'd be nice to get Justin in the main again. A little bit more experience and in with the big guys. I think that would be a good ride for him. I think once he builds his confidence, I think he can run inside the top 15 on the right day, maybe inside the top 10. But he needs to build his confidence, and all that's going to come from experience.
It's a great track. It's fun to ride. Like I said, it's easy to make mistakes, so I want to be ride safe and smooth, and it should be good.
How do you got you started on the big one?
What the hell does that mean?
No.
Gonna ride it a whole bunch more.
I think I spelled it right.
Does that mean go?
Jim, race of the year. Woo! Yeah.
In the heat race, it was pretty cool because Justin and DB got the same heat races together. Of course, Justin didn't get a good start. DB didn't either. Justin caught up to DB at about 18th place, and they went to passing people, and DB finally got away from him and went down, and Justin finished 10th, and DB finished at 17th. In the heat race, David got up to about 6th place, and one of the guys went to pass him and put a little aggressive move on him and took him out.
Who was that?
These people are riding so stupid out there.
You all right? No. I twist my ankle so bad. After the tangle up in the heat race, he had a damaged radiator. Radiator shroud was tore off, a damaged front rotor, and a damaged caliper mount on the front fork. We had to replace all that, and basically just had to tear it down and fix all the parts that were broken and all that. It took a little while, but we got him back all ready to go.
Both the guys had to go to the next race to the semis. Justin and DB both started off towards the back of the pack, and the only motivation that I could see in David all night long was Justin pushing him. You could hear that two-stroke back there, and David finished 6th, and Justin finished 8th. David only made a couple laps the last chance qualifier, and once again, Justin was pushing him. DB pulled off, Justin went on, but he didn't qualify.
A little bummed, you know, bad starts and, you know, tipping over, no good, but, you know, first time here, I know what to expect now.
He pulled off with 5 laps left to go in the last chance qualifier, went back to the truck, and I think the only speed he had all night long was leaving the pits.
He's like right in front of me, you know, and I'm like, all right, David will go and I'll be able to pass the people when he does, but he just pulled off and I'm like, dude, we still have, whatever, 5 laps left. You could have stayed out there, but not my business.
You should wear a Smith goggles like Daddy, not those ones. You're gonna get Daddy in trouble. You don't care, huh?